Are you of the mindset, even though I know that you want Trump to win, are you of the mindset that in Biden's case, he should step out of the race or he should finish the deal?
Do you trust in his way to communicate any message with anybody?
So maybe Patrick B. David got a chance to open up the mind of Stephen A. Smith. I don't know. Y'all tell me, did Patrick B. David open his mind or is he still stuck on crazy? This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Make sure you get the merch link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get a notification. Anytime I go live, make a video, you already know what to do. Let's get into this. Like the button, get some merch. That's all I should say, but I love doing my little routine. All right, let's talk about Stephen A. Smith. Y'all know my feelings about Stephen A. Smith. You know, it's like hot cold. 1 minute, I like Stephen A. Smith because I think he's waking up. Then the next minute, I know Stephen A. Smith is beholden to the people of the melanin, so he can say whatever he will say, whatever crazy thing he needs to say in order to not get in trouble with the people of melanin. And I like calling the people of the melanin. Maybe I should make a shirt like that. Stephen A. Smith is not, in my opinion, he don't have his own authentic belief systems. His belief systems are predicated upon his audience, and this is my opinion. I don't know this for a fact. People say that about me. Brandon only say this for his audience. It's like, nah, that's stupid. I say what I feel, and then people that agree with me become my audience. So I don't have to try to recreate an idea for people that follow me. It's like, nah, I have my ideas, and people that follow me love my ideas, and they become the people that follow my channels. But with Stephen A. Smith, I see him say stuff, and then he contradicts himself because he's in like retraction mode because black folks are coming out against him. That's the reason why I say what I say about Stephen A. Smith. But he had an interview with Patrick B. David, which, you know, Patrick B. David is almost like a scholar when it comes to this social media stuff and when it comes to this political stuff. And I think he does a really good job at interviewing and articulating facts. I don't know. I want you to tell me at the end of this, did he just red pill Stephen A. Smith, or is Stephen A. Smith going to forever be a leftist lunatic when it comes to Democrat policies? Roll the clip.
Are you of the mindset, even though I know that you want Trump to win, are you of the mindset that in Biden's case, he should step out of the race or he should finish the deal?
Do you trust in his way to communicate any message with anybody? Do you trust him? Because this is how it works in the world of business, okay? Let's just say, Stephen A., you're running a $3.5 trillion a year company. Let's call this company USA, okay? Let's say I, on behalf of you, I'm going to go negotiate with another guy named G or another guy named Vlad. Let's just call him Vlad. Or let's call another guy named Zelensky, okay?
Okay.
Or another guy named Raisi or whoever, Khamenei, that's running Iran, the late Raisi. Would you trust Biden on behalf of you to go negotiate with any one of those guys? I don't think you'd say yes to that.
I wouldn't.
Exactly. So we are the owners of this country. Mm-hmm. We're the voters, mm-hmm. right? We are voting for somebody on behalf of us to go negotiate in a favorable term for us. It's very simple. You have to negotiate favorable terms on the $200 billion we gave to Zelensky. You have to negotiate in favorable terms to put the fear in, Putin to not do what he's doing to, Ukraine. You have to put the fear in G. So to me, it starts that simple. It's not even about me and Trump are not friends. I've never broke bread with him to have like a conversation. You probably had more interactions with him one-on-one than I've had with him. I've met him at a UFC fight. Dana made the introduction. I've been to Mar-a-Lago a couple times. I've met his son. I've met him. I've met Don a couple times.
I've never seen him since 2014.
That's the financial advice he gave me.
That's the last time we saw each other. When we were at a game, at the Knicks game, and he introduced me to Bill O'Reilly at that particular moment in time. And I was the person he called in 2014 when he was trying to purchase the Buffalo Bills. And he said to me on the phone, he said, Stephen A., I want to get the Bills. He said, but I got a feeling these folks are going to get in my way. And his exact words to me, and I've said this publicly, so I'll echo it to you. He said, if them fuckers get in my way, I'm going to get them back. I'm going to run for president. That's exactly what he said.
He said this to you.
He said this to me in 2014.
Wow.
He said it to me in 2014. He's trying to get the Bills. The price for it was $1.4 billion.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't able to get it, and there you have it.
Yeah. So think about. By the way, I spoke to him and I said, I'd love to see you on Stephen A. It's one of the first things I told him. I said, I'd love to see you on Stephen A. I think that would be a entertaining interview if you interview.
Now, I will agree to that. I do think that if Donald Trump went on to Stephen A. Smith, even though Stephen A. to me is kind of wishy-washy, but I do think that Stephen A. has the eardrums of a lot of black people and some people in the sports arena that probably wouldn't give Donald Trump an opportunity. But if Stephen A. Smith had him on the show, they probably would give Trump an opportunity to at least hear him out. Donald Trump would be humanized on a show like that. And I don't think Stephen A. Smith is going to really try to go after him and be a rude jerk to him because he kind of has a relationship and he knows Stephen A. a little bit. So I think that it would be good. Also, if Donald Trump went on Joe Rogan, I think it'll be the biggest Joe Rogan show ever to be viewed. And I think Donald Trump will come across very favorably because he would just be able to be a down-to-earth person like anybody would imagine him to be, unless you got Trump derangement syndrome. So I agree with Patrick with David on this one.
You Trump.
I wouldn't run from it. I'd gladly interview him.
I know you would. And I think it'd be very entertaining for everybody to watch. And if they're watching it right now, they ought to consider it, especially if they did Logan Paul. It'd be a very different kind of an audience to speak to because a big part of the audience listens to you. So for me, I just did 3 interviews today. Today's, whatever the day is, day after 4th of July, we're sitting here. You're working a day after 4th of July. Most of America right now is like, no, it's my 4-day weekend, all this stuff, right? We're grinding, we're working. I asked one of the guys, I said, hey, you're interviewing today. He says, yes. So you sure you want to work for a company that's working on 5th of July, day after 4th of July? Mm-hmm. He says, I asked the question myself, right? Do you think President Biden is working on the 5th of July? Do you think he's working 6 days a week the way Trump would do? Do you think he would pick up the calls? Do you think he would pick up the calls more than a Newsom? Do you think he would pick up the calls more than any of the other candidates? So the fact that they have him over a Trump as a candidate, I trust Trump in the locker room to sit down and talk to these guys with G. Did you hear the story that when Byron Donalds was on State Steel, the other fellow that was with him that said, hey, what's the best Trump story that you have? He said he goes one time and sits and talks to the Taliban, and he says, hey, I want you to know something. We're about to exit Afghanistan when I get reelected. When we do, I swear to God, if you do anything to any of my soldiers, even a hair, if anything happens to them, I'm going to kill you. I'm telling you this respectfully. I don't want to have problems with you. Trump gets up, takes out a sheet of paper out of his pocket, hands it to the man with a picture of his house and his family, and walks out.
Wow.
See, I once
Byron Donald told that story.
Byron Donald's associate next to him on Sage Steele's, I'll give you the link afterwards, told the story. And guess what? Do you believe that kind of a story? I do.
So do I
do believe he would say something like that. I think we need strength today. We don't have it.
It probably would be good to see the rest of this interview, but I definitely like what I saw so far. I like what I saw so far. I think that Stephen A. Smith, in the face or in the presence of a real man, in the presence of a man that carries himself with dignity and respect, and he's very articulate and smart, and he's very quick-witted. He'll probably have a great IQ. I think Stephen A. Smith has to acquiesce, or at least has to be agreeable, instead of him flying off the handle and talking all crazy about Donald Trump with no reasoning behind it. I do think that Stephen A. Smith wants to support Trump. I think he just can't, like I said, because of the people of the melanin, will just completely ruin him and never talk to him again, and he's afraid of that outcome. What I would say as an encouragement to Stephen A. Smith is that I would encourage Stephen A. Smith to do the approach that I did, which is do what you think is best, use your own intuition to judge the character that you want to display, and then people will come and go. A lot of people turn their back on me or whatever, but I have 10 times the people that are supportive of me in the belief systems that I have. I lost a couple people, but I gained many more. There's some black people that I grew up with that don't want nothing to do with me anymore, but I got hundreds of thousands of black people that follow me. Everywhere I go, and people that know me will attest to this. People that travel with me will attest to this. Every city, everywhere I go, somebody recognize me, shake my hand, say, Brandon, I love you. And it's black, it's white, it's male, it's female, it's Asian. You the gamut. I was with somebody just recently, and they were like, dude, I can't believe so many black people. Like, there's more black people that are coming up to you, or just as many black people as there anybody else. And that's because when you keep it real recognize real. People that are fake and want to turn their back on you because they disagree with you on a couple points, they ain't your friends in the first place. Anyway, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. Does Stephen A. Smith get red pilled by Patrick Bet-David? Let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.